What's up guys, it's me, Straw Hat Nate, and I'm back this month with a new Boruto video. Here we have chapter 12 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, titled Thorn Soul Bulb. This one continues directly where the last one left off, with Boruto swooping in to save his sister Himawari and his friend Sarada, and then landing by Hidari to fight him. Most of the chapter is just this crazy fight between Hidari and the rest of the good guys, and we even get treated with another use of Rasengan Uzuhiko. The fight acts as a great display of power for Boruto and even for his companions like Sarada. It all ends with Kawaki being his usual annoying self and messing up stuff. So if you want to know how Kawaki gets on our nerves this time, stay till the end of this video. Now, let's get into the chapter from the start after you like the video and subscribe to the channel. First and foremost, the cover this month includes Sumire, who actually does basically nothing in this chapter, but I guess Kishimoto is just running out of characters to put on the cover, or maybe just really wanted to draw her. Now, to actually begin the chapter though, Boruto is facing off against Hidari in a menacing stance. Boruto commands his former sensei Konoha to watch the others because Boruto needs to worry about only this fight alone. So this enemy that he's facing, Hidari, attacks Boruto with a blade arm, but Boruto easily blocks it with his sword. Boruto then uses a new move, Wind Style Breakthrough, to force Hidari back, but it's important to note here that this move is only known by a select few. This move by Boruto might be hinting at the fact that he trained with Orochimaru over the time skip, because he is one of the only users of this move, and we saw a few chapters ago Boruto was in Orochimaru's hideout. Anyway, Hidari falls into the claw mark to retreat, giving us a break for a minute where we see Kawaki and Delta staring at the other Shinju threat, Jura. Interestingly, Jura is not moving at all, and he seems in no hurry since nobody really can try to contend with his strength besides maybe Boruto. And back where Boruto is standing, Konoha remarks that Boruto is still the enemy of the village, even though Boruto literally just protected all of them. Sarada yells at Konoha to stop saying that stuff since she is unaffected by Ada's spell and knows the truth. And then Konoha says to watch out for Hidari popping up anywhere, something that is obvious to Boruto as he already knows this. So Konoha is just basically useless at this point. That random unnamed Jonin guy also adds in by telling Boruto that he's still a traitor. So this guy is just as useless as Konoha. Sumire then inputs something actually useful, unlike those two, to the conversation, because she warns Boruto that the Shinju are after Sarada, and that's the reason for being in Konoha. And then the wise Boruto finally talks, saying that Hidari came to be through the absorption of Sasuke's chakra, and defeating him could potentially save Sasuke's life. Boruto is clearly both wiser and stronger than anyone else here in the village because of his time skip connections that he learned and grew from. But now, out of nowhere, the claw grimes pop out in order to keep everyone busy for a while. Boruto easily slices through multiple claw grimes, and then Sarada even kicks one, just like how her mother Sakura would have fought. But her kick gets grabbed by a hand because Hidari spawns out of the chest of one of the claw grimes. This could have been dangerous for Sarada if she was dragged through the claw mark, but thankfully Boruto saved her again. He uses Rasengan, which literally breaks off the entire shoulder of Hidari, So Hidari is forced to retreat back into the claw marks once again. Here, we see the process of Hidari's healing, unlike the last time. In the Ten Tails dimension, Hidari gets put together by the roots of the massive tree, and the roots kind of work like steady hands, stitching him back together. So it seems that his body is kind of frail, but it doesn't really matter because he can heal from almost anything. He pops back out into Konoha, where he uses his Rinnegan to spawn a ton more claw marks. So now it's a game to see where he's gonna pop out. In the meantime, Boruto lets Sarada know that he is about to use Rasengan Uzuhiko at maximum output, which will undoubtedly kill Hidari. At least that's what Boruto says. He explains this move again by talking about the planet's rotation and energy, but it's not a solid explanation of what he's really doing with Uzuhiko yet. Boruto tells her that he's actively taking planetary chakra through his feet, and he needs a lot of it, so he wants the rest of them to buy time for him. They agree, and Konohamaru is first to defend Boruto with a Rasen barrier, so I guess he's not so useless after all. Boruto is worried about Himawari now, since Konohamaru was tasked with watching her, which is a good showing of where his priorities are, but Himawari is just fine. Next, Hidari grabs onto Sarada with the branches, but she uses her Shidori stream to electrify him and force him to let go of her. So she is also being pretty useful here, like Konohamaru. Then she takes Hidari and flings him over her shoulder to where Boruto is in order to let Boruto attack at him. From below, Boruto grabs onto him, saying his attack name, Rasengan Uzuhiko, and then literally a tornado forms from below. The sheer force of spin rips Hidari apart until he's literally only a head and an arm left. Boruto is unhappy though because a full power Uzuhiko would have completely disintegrated Hidari, but he wasn't completely ready. And now they have to finish the job. Then Kawaki flies in, lands on the body of Hidari, and then proceeds to explode the body because he needs to show that he has some attacks that can be compared to Boruto's level. But as the ashes of Hidari's body fly, Kawaki notices something that was left remaining undamaged, and it basically looks like a seed with spikes on it. Boruto grabs a hold of this thing, and then Kashinkoji, through his ear, tells him that this is a thorn soul bulb, which happens to be the chapter title. Kawaki asks what it is, since he's also curious, and Boruto responds that it could help save Sasuke, who has been turned into a tree. Kawaki continues pestering Boruto with questions, asking him who told him that information, but then out of nowhere, Boruto gets literally sniped through the chest and falls to the ground. Annoyingly enough, this is all pretty much Kawaki's fault because he was grabbing onto Boruto, holding him still. It turns out that Jura is shooting beams from his eye from super duper far away, and he now realizes that he has to get involved since his partner Hidari has been reduced to this little thorn soul bulb. Sarada realizes the importance of the bulb, so she goes to grab it after Boruto drops it, but then she gets sniped as well through her arm. And Jura seemingly calls the bulb and summons it to him, and it flies over by itself without any of the good guys being able to grab onto it. So the chapter ends with Jura holding on to this bulb, thinking about how Boruto is more dangerous than he originally realized, since he knows way too much. He decides that Boruto has to die, and Kawaki, the other Utsutsuki, can be used as food for the Ten Tails. not Boruto. And then that's where the chapter ends. I don't think that Jura will immediately attack Boruto next chapter because I feel like he needs to return the bulb to safety somewhere. It might be time for the Shinju to retreat completely, allowing the ninja of Konoha to figure out what they have to do going forward. That means that we might get back into exposition heavy chapters, but that's fine by me because it's more to cover, I guess. This chapter was overall pretty hype because we got to see more of Boruto working together with his Team 7 teammates, Sarada and Konohamaru. If only we were able to see Mitsuki there too with them. The use of Rasengan Uzuhiko was also epic because we got to learn a little more about it, even though it's still not enough to get a full understanding of the jutsu. And that latter half of the chapter where Jura was sniping people left and right was crazy because honestly, it's an overpowered ability that Jura has. We'll see next month if Jura decides to stay and finish off Boruto himself or retreat to get Hidari's bulb to safety. And you know I will be here to talk about it when it comes out. So if you made it to the end of this video, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to show your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.